So it's been over a year since Valorant came out. During my pathetically long indoor lifestyle, I've decided to give it a review. Valorant has garnered much attention over the past year. Its free-to-play status, combined with its refreshing take on the Counter-Strike formula, has created a compelling tactical shooter, brilliantly saturated with vibrant colours and satisfying gunplay. Now, before I touch on the status of the game in 2021, I'd like to go over what truly set it apart from others in its genre. At the time of release, many players held it as a cross between Overwatch and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. The mixture of a hero-based shooter with a search and destroy type FPS created what I believe to be the natural evolution to the tactical online shooter. What made many people divisive at launch were the inclusion of abilities, from each hero's signature to their ultimate. Prospective players were skeptical of their influence overshadowing pure gunplay. Naturally, those coming from CSGO or even Call of Duty would be hesitant to dive headfirst into a game where abilities outgun the guns. Thankfully, it didn't end up the case, mostly. There were a few egregious examples of agents that needed nerfing, while on the other hand, gradual buffs eventually gave birth to a vastly more capable version of a previously neglected hero. Support for the game over the course of the past year has been good, and while I would like to see some more maps instead of agents, the current selection doesn't feel repetitive, nor does it get stale. Except of course when you get the same map 3 times in a row. Or more. Gameplay-wise, I think Valorant's great. Its gunplay is refreshing and crisp. Each kill is triumphantly accompanied by a boastful sound effect and subsequent voice lines. The hero search and destroy concept works, and utility is more or less balanced. We are still early into the lifespan of the game, hopefully at least. So, util combinations will keep getting created and discovered. There are a lot more variables to watch out for than CSGO because of this. The cartoon, cel-shaded kind of style looked rather jarring at first, but once I got in game, the graphics actually looked rather well. Added features such as NVIDIA Reflex and experimental sharpening helped enhance the experience, so players could get the most of their game. And the best thing they added this year? Crosshair Profiles. CSGO worked on a Crosshair code system, but this is just so much better. I don't need to tab out and open my notepad of codes. I have all of my crosshairs here, easily swappable in-game. Now this is the very type of design I like. The heads-up display is good, it's clean and pleasing to look at. They've improved everything from the fonts to kill feeds, and the main menu looks so much better than it did at launch. From a graphic design standpoint, I'm just very impressed with how it ended up. Oh, and the buy menu. I thought it was stupid at first, but even this box design works so much better than CSGO's. But I'd probably still take a wider weapon selection over a neat buy menu any day. Not that Valorant needs more guns, but it would add a bit more variety and spice to the gameplay, maybe a few years down the line, perhaps. Hell, even CSGO added the MP5 just a year ago. Wait, was it a year ago? The options menu is great, lots of graphs and data you can toggle on and off. There have been a few bugs in the past, a few of them utterly broken, but thankfully none of them lasted for very long. The writing and acting are great, agent designs are unique, and their voices are true to their looks. Now, you can really tell when a fan base loves its characters when there's a tremendous amount of pornography created about them.
One heaven.
Yeah. I guess it inherited that from Daddy Overwatch. Well, actually, CSGO would probably be the daddy in this case.
Grush.
Competitive in 2021? Yeah, it's engaging and fun, especially when everything goes right. Unfortunately, a lot of the times comp goes wrong is probably due to your teammates. Yeah, there are legions and legions of toxic players, griefers, smurfs, and derangers. It's impossible to avoid them unless you play with friends, though the game will try and match you with other parties who will naturally be harder opponents due to better communication and everything like that. But hey, same goes for you, so fair's fair. Well, unless of course your friends are dog shit. Thankfully, I don't think I've encountered many cheaters, and if I have, they were difficult to tell. It's vastly better than Counter-Strike's anti-cheat, but I suppose that did come at the cost of having Vanguard installed, not to be confused with Call of Duty Vanguard or Vanguard Cardfight, the card game. Deathmatch is suboptimal at the moment. Warm-up spawns are very bugged, and spawning in general reminds me of Modern Warfare 3. But hey, it's good practice at least, right? Custom games are very nice to have. I would like to see more custom options though, at least to the level that Call of Duty offers, which, let's admit, is much more in depth than Valorant at the moment. But you know, given how Valorant's free and all, and it doesn't take up your entire hard drive, I don't believe I'm in the position to make demands. Overall, Valorant is still an engaging tactical shooter with an active and growing pro scene as well, so I think it's destined for a long life and many addicted players. It can be very toxic though, and Smurfs definitely make it unfair. In the end, I'd say 8 out of 10. Good job, keep playing. The concept is nice, it's refreshing, I like the way everything gels together, it's good. Solid game. Backside. Would I pay for it? Probably would. Not much. Probably the price CSGO originally launched for.
Banging box.
Well, given the amount of hours I put into it, it's probably worth a bit more than that to me at this point. But hey, thanks for listening in. If you enjoyed my review, please support it by doing the usual. I thank you very much for your attention.
Attackers win.